allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to December already. Man. Yes, it is. Good morning, and good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Madam Clerk, let's get started.
First item is item 3, consent agenda.
There are 2 items on the consent agenda. Any questions?
I would move approval of the consent agenda as presented.
It's a motion by Commissioner Cook,
Second.
second by Commissioner Archer. All in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Item 4, new business, A, County Clerk number 1, consider all voucher payments.
Madam Chair, this morning we have one voucher report dated November 30th, 2016. Total amount of vouchers, $1,354,508.96. Significant items on the report include holding accounts of $100,000, Public Works expenditures of $100,000, Sewer District expense of $106,000, and then our sales tax payment to JADO for $638,000. I've reviewed the vouchers and my questions have been answered, and I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
Thank you. There's a motion by Commissioner Archer. Any
Second.
questions? Second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Item A2, consider correction orders.
I'll move approval.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Archer. All in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Item B, District Court number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C-351-2016 with court-appointed special advocates, CASA, to provide services to residents of Shawnee County at a cost to the county of $54,900 from the 2017 District Court budget.
Good morning, Charles Heidovitz, District Court.
Morning.
This is an ongoing contract that the county has with the court-appointed special advocates. The court acts as the pass-through from the county, and so we're just renewing this contract. The amount remains the same as in past years.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions on the contract?
Move approval.
It's a motion by Commissioner Cook.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Archer. All in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Item B2, consider approval of purchase of server licenses and end-user licenses from Alexander Open Systems, Inc. for the court's virtual servers and users at a cost of $14,440.
Good morning, Charles Heidovitz, District Court. As you know, we're upgrading all of our technology. This is just simply part of that. This is a one-time purchase of licenses to upgrade the new file system. I would like to note that this money will probably most likely come out of our 2017 budget, simply because we will be ordering the license now. We'll get the product, and they probably won't invoice us until January.
Okay.
And we've made that accommodation in our budget plan.
Okay. And as far as, I'm going to look to Betty, as far as encumbered funds, then that would need, is there anything that needs to be done past this approval?
Well, if they're actually purchased, they can be encumbered through this year as long as the invoice is paid by March 15th. As long as they're actually purchased before December 31.
And that works for us too, because I have that as part of my budget plan for this year, but if it happens going next year, that's okay too. But we have the funds in our budget this year to cover that expense, so we can do that.
Thank you. Further questions?
Move to approve the purchase.
So motion by Commissioner Archer.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Item B3, consider authorization and execution of contract C-352-2016 with Distal Networks for website monitoring protection at a cost of $6,000.
Good morning, Charles Heidovitz, District Court. This is website monitoring protection for our internet for the court. We've been utilizing this solution for the past year, and it's been very successful in helping stop unwanted attacks, etc. And this is just a continuation of the existing contract.
On the approval of the contract, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Chuck, could you give us just a little bit of update? I know construction started.
Certainly.
Talked with one of the judges on my way in this morning, and
The Division 5 is completely demolished from 4. They are going to be knocking out the ceiling later today. It's gone a lot faster than we expected it to. We've been working before court, so we've been in 6:30 in the mornings this entire week to prevent any inconvenience to court that's going on. We're just moving right along with the infrastructure. The next phase will be to take the ceilings out, and we'll also be addressing the ADA bathrooms starting next week on the 4th floor, so they will be taken out of commission too. So we're right on schedule, actually probably a little bit ahead of time, so the floor that came up this morning without much resistance. So it's going right along, and we might be able to save some money at the back end because things are, we're not encountering any obstacles at this point. And I have
Thank you.
plenty of before and now during pictures, and we'll have lots of after pictures too.
Good.
So I can send those to you if you would like. I can send them on a flash
That
drive.
would be- I would,
Not a problem.
yeah. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Item C, Sheriff's Office, number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C 353-2016 with Tyler Technologies, Inc. for the record management system for December 1, 2016 through November 30, 2017, with costs divided by the Sheriff's Office paying $156,328, the Department of Corrections paying $28,846, and the City of Topeka Police and Fire Departments paying $124,999.
Morning, Commissioners. This is a software package. It's a record management package for public safety, including the agencies listed there. This is the annual maintenance. This contract was negotiated probably 2 or 3 years ago, and we signed a 7-year contract at that time. If you back up even several years before that, 2001, 2002, we did go out for RFP for different record management systems. The committee did a lot of extensive looking at different products. Several of us went up to where Mayo is in Minnesota. Went up to Minnesota and looked at their product up there, which was New World, and the committee did select New World at that time. So we've got a long-standing relationship with New World / Tyler Technologies now. And this is the annual maintenance, again, that was negotiated 2 or 3 years ago.
Right, thank you. Any questions on the contract?
I'd asked, Madam Chair, I'd asked the
Yes.
captain those questions before the meeting, and you did a good job in answering those questions, because you're looking at $310,000 expenditure that in this commission is RFP'd about everything that's come down the pike. So thank you for bringing us up to speed on that, Captain.
You're welcome, sir.
I'll make a motion to approve the contract.
So motion by Commissioner Archer.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Item C2, consider authorization and execution of contract C 354-2016 with Tyler Technologies, Inc. for a software maintenance agreement for equipment vehicle tracking module for December 1, 2016 through November 30th, 2017, with a total cost of $3,360 from 2016 budget funds.
Again, Commissioners, this is a module of that program that we talked about earlier. This is the modular that is used for keeping track of equipment and vehicles by all of those agencies that we mentioned earlier. It's just a separate module that has a separate maintenance piece to it.
I'll move approval of the contract. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Archer. Discussion. All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Item C3, consider authorization and execution of contract C 355-2016 with AT&T for a software maintenance agreement for the 911 phone system at a cost of $75,000 from 911 funds.
I'll answer again with the Sheriff's Office, Commissioners. This is the maintenance contract that covers the 911 phone system that is in the communication center. There's kind of 3 pieces to it. There's a hardware piece. If any of the pieces of that breaks, it's replaced under this contract. There's a software piece that if the software fails or there's updates, it's covered. And the third piece is the labor to do that. So 3 pieces of this adds up to $75,000.
Thank you.
Move to approve.
This motion by Commissioner Archer.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Thank you.
Commissioner.
Item D, corrections. Number 1, consider approval to reimburse the Sheriff's Department for the Department of Corrections portion of the New World Standard Software Maintenance Agreement for December 1, 2016 through November 30th, 2017 for maintenance of the inmate processing and inmate accounts management software, as well as peripherals at a cost of $28,846 from the 2016 detention budget.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tim Phelps, Department of Corrections. This item is just to reimburse the Sheriff's Office for the item that they covered a moment ago, so that the Department of Corrections portion of the software maintenance is paid for.
Okay. Thank you. Is there a motion to
So
approve?
moved.
Motion by Commissioner Cook.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Archer. All in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item D2, consider approval of request to abolish the position of Application Systems Technician with the DOC effective pay period 1/2017.
Good morning, Commissioners. Brian Cole, Shawnee County Department of Corrections. I'm here today to request to abolish the position of Application Systems Technician with the Shawnee County Department of Corrections effective pay period 1 of 2017. And I think in order to give everybody some history regarding this position, back in 2012, prior to me being the director, this position was transferred over from the IT department to assist the agency, our agency, with a wide variety of technological IT functions, troubleshooting, emails, submitting tickets, and so forth. This was a job that was much needed at that time and had did very well. That with the addition and changes of several applications of technological systems that we've had in the department, we've seen and speaking with the supervisors over this position, we've seen a decrease in functions or necessity of this position, and it is difficult for me to ask the taxpayers to further function or support a position that is not needed anymore at the Department of Corrections. This would be a much easier request of mine had this position not been currently filled. But this position is currently filled by an individual who is a very dedicated employee, a very loyal employee of Shawnee County, and that's what makes this very difficult. This has nothing to do with the job performance of the person in that. It has to do with the function and the necessity of the job. I did meet with, at that time, the Human Resource Director, Jim Crow, who now is the County Counselor, and we did speak with the individual that was currently in this position to update and to explain the reasons why and what my decision was to go forward for approval. That Mr. Crow at that time did explain that there were some other options regarding the layoff process, and if there was any questions or concerns, to please get with him regarding any questions, decisions, applications. I'm not aware if this person ever has gotten with Jim. I don't know, but that is where I'm at today, and I would stand for any questions you may have.
Thank you, Brian. Any questions that the commissioners have at this time?
I don't know that I have any questions for Mr. Cole, but I do know that there may be members of the public that wish to speak.
Right. Jim, do you have anything to add?
Mr. Webb did contact Human Resources Office, and we discussed with them different options depending on what.
The actions there?
Right.
Okay.
Mainly, we would need to set up a meeting.
Okay.
Depending on what
Okay.
occurs today.
And so, if there's no questions for you, Brian, then I will open it up for if anyone wants to make any comments. I know Mr. Webb's in the audience, so if he would like to make some comments at this time.
Morning, Commissioners. Mark Webb here.
Morning, Mark.
I appreciate the opportunity to get the chance to talk. I'm a little bit taken aback by this course of events because as far as I had known this position was budgeted for next year, so it was a little bit of a surprise, to have this come up now at this particular time. Would like to comment on a few things that Director Cole said that regard to the changes in the Department of Corrections. There have been changes in systems since I started there, and I have, well, a lot of my functions involved creating reports in the old system, provide data for the staff, and when we updated to the new system, even though I was not trained in that process in the new system, I was able to figure out how to do it, so that those reports can still be provided. I still do provide help desk support for the staff whenever they need it, whenever they contact me. In fact, I was contacted Sunday morning for an issue that had happened in the booking area, and before I could call back and see about what was going on with that, I was called again and told to disregard. They had figured it out, but I still have usefulness in the department. I still have a desire to serve the county. Been doing that for 28 years, and I have done everything that I've been asked to do best I could do it with the support that I had, and my employee evaluations reflect this. So I would ask you to consider that, and hope I can stay around a little bit longer. I stand for questions if you have any.
Thank you, Mark. Are there any questions from the commissioner? I don't believe I have any, Commissioner Craig.
I don't. I'd like to hear from the county counselor on what the process is now after a position is eliminated.
Right. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
And I think to follow up on that, Jim, just when we have department heads evaluate positions, and there's no longer a need for that position, then in other circumstances, what's the follow-up?
Yeah.
First of all, this is a classified position, so
Okay.
you'll recall the layoff procedures that we went through when we did the FQHC
Okay.
layoffs.
Uh-huh.
There's a 30-day notice period. There are certain rights that attach for a classified employee under our personnel rules and policies. As a practical matter, what I will do still as in my role as HR director is I will be contacting all county departments, and I will meet with, if you take the action that's been requested by the director, I will meet with Mr. Webb and we'll go through what his qualifications are, and then I will meet with other county departments and see if we have areas of need. Maybe we can match his qualifications with areas of need. If we cannot do that, then there will be a 30-day period, and at the end of that 30-day period, there would be layoff.
Okay.
And I don't know if I answered all the questions, but that's the process. That would continue from here if you approve the request.
Okay. All right, thank you. Any further questions for Jim?
I do not.
No? And this does require Board of County Commissioners approval, that's why
Yes,
it's on the
it's an
agenda.
approved
It's
position.
tougher when it's one position versus when we're looking at,
And it was budgeted because it's an approved position,
Mhm.
and the department head can just sit,
yeah,
otherwise this process would have been occurring earlier.
right.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
Just again, to make sure we clarify, this action is not necessarily terminating Mr. Webb. This action is just terminating his position.
Mhm.
He would still have the opportunity to work with Shawnee County if we can find employment for him within Shawnee County.
Right.
I know that I had received correspondence from Mr. Webb indicating that he was looking forward to maybe retirement in about 16 to 17 months, and wanting to work through till February of 2018 when he would be able to retire. And so, just to make sure that we're clear for the press and the public, we are not terminating Mr. Webb.
Right.
It's just eliminating that position, and hopefully we can find employment for him elsewhere in the county.
Correct. And the director has a responsibility to review all of his positions from time to time and determine whether they're still necessary.
Right.
And I know Brian, and I know he didn't take this step lightly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
At this time, is there a motion to grant the request?
Yeah, this is not easy, but I will make a motion to approve.
There's a motion by Commissioner Archer. I'll second the motion. All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries 3-0, and I trust, Jim, that you will be following up with Mr. Webb.
I would.
And I think in the past, we've been pretty successful in working with those employees and making arrangements, so. Next item, please.
Item E, Health Department, number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C 356-2016 with the Kansas Department of Health and Environment to accept an increase of grant funding to be received by the Northeast Corner Regional Initiative of $4,164 to total $39,823.
Good morning, Commissioners. Ed Kalis with the Health Department. This amount was part of the original grant, but was taken away when we first did this contract by the CDC to fund Zika activities. And now Zika activities are being funded separately, and CDC is offering this back to the state, which is offering it back to us.
Okay, thank you. I'll move approval of the contract.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries 3-0.
Item E2, consider authorization and execution of contract C 357-2016 with the Kansas Department of Health and Environment to accept an increase of grant funding to KDHE's Aid to Local Grants of $13,629 to a total of $130,336.
And this is the same situation. However, it's going to be going to our local public health emergency preparedness program.
Thank you. I'll move approval of the contract. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Archer. All in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Thank you.
Item 5, administrative communications.
Any administrative communications? Okay.
Charles Heidovitz, District Court. As you may recall, several months ago, you gave us permission to purchase AED units for the courthouse. I'd just like to report that we pushed about 28 people through CPR and AED training, and all of those units have been installed on every level of the courthouse.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else with any administrative communications? Commissioners? Commissioner Archer, do you have anything?
No, thank you.
Commissioner Cook?
Madam Chair, tonight the City of Topeka is hosting a informational meeting regarding the Reesers expansion, and I would ask that if you have an interest in attending that, you should do so. It will talk about potential annexation, zoning changes, and it would affect the landowners that are living in proximity to the proposed plant.
And I just might add that we have a JADO meeting coming up, December 14th. That will take place at 6 o'clock p.m. at the City Council chambers. And the full agenda and packet will be out by Wednesday on the 7th of December. So, and I thought I'd just take this time too. I know Jane Rezac oftentimes watches our meetings, and she has been dealing with some health issues, so I just wanted to say hello to her, and we miss her, and hope that she's back soon. So, all the best, Jane.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Next item, please.
Item 6, executive session.
And I do not believe there's a need, so we are adjourned. Thank you.